so much for joining this good evening. I hope you guys are ready for today's session. My name is Sam, Financial Independence Ambassador, also a fire partner here at TSAVO. And before we start, let me get it off with the word of prayer. Thank you, Lord, for having us here today. I pray that today's session is going to be engaging, and today's session is going to be full of lessons, and we're going to learn from each other. Guide us through the session, and in Jesus' name we pray, amen. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I can see we have a whole crew joined in already. Please drop the fire emoji and tell us where you're watching us from. You know, these sessions can't be successful without you engaging. So let's start it off by warming up our keyboards, and drop the fire emoji. Tell us where you're watching us from. I can see the numbers are going up. So for those who've already been in, drop a fire emoji. Tell us where you're watching us from so that I can give a few shout outs to one and nani wakondani today. It's been a three-day work week. Are you guys, how are your weeks? How is your week going? Because we've had a long holiday for 5 days, and yesterday was a Monday, quote unquote. Today is a Tuesday. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And drop a fire emoji. Tell me where you're watching us from so that we can get this started. Let's know who's in the building today. We have a lot of people already joining. Thank you, Deno. Thank you, Dennis Nyanaro. Always in our live stream. Thank you so much for your support. Faith Mbogo saying, I love how you started with a prayer. Thank you so much. We let God guide us in this conversation, because we could speak a lot, but if He's not there, you know what happens. So drop a fire emoji. Let us know where you're watching us from. So I'm waiting for your comments so that we can get started. Thank you, Deno and Faith. Let's get more. Thank you, Faith, again for dropping fire emoji saying they're watching from Langata. The rest of us, I can see we're almost 30 people in the building. Where are you watching us from? Yeah, Cynthia Chiruto from Gara, watu wa Nairobi, representing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cynthia. Who else do you have in the building? Where are you watching from tonight? Benjamin Odori from Bungoma. Thank you, Benjamin, for joining in. Let's go. Five more people. Drop the fire emoji. Where are you watching us from? Because I've told you, these sessions cannot be successful without you engaging. So to warm up your keyboards, keep them ready, drop a fire emoji, and let me know where you're watching us from. So warm up those keyboards, and then we can get started. Thank you for joining us this kind of evening. And you can also invite somebody. If you're watching from the TV, please get your phone, open YouTube, and start commenting, because we need you there. These sessions are only successful if you engage, and that is what makes this session successful. So two more people to drop a fire emoji and tell us where they're watching us from tonight. So Cynthia is from Ghana again. Benjamin, thank you so much for engaging from Bungoma. Two more people. Let's see where you guys are watching from. You can see Ryan dropping a fire emoji as well. Let's warm up your keyboard. These sessions cannot be successful without you engaging. So it's a conversation. It's me leading a conversation about financial independence, and today's topic is hot. I hope you are ready and excited as I am. So Fanuel Moax as well, thank you so much for joining us. You are a regular at Awewe. One more person so that we can get the session started. Okay, I think to get this off, I'll start by what TSAVO is, what TSAVO does, and then get down into it. Most of you know already, TSAVO is a real estate investment company. We design, build, sell, and manage affordable, amazing apartments, specifically for investment purposes. And the reason for our existence is to enable you achieve financial independence through these affordable, amazing apartments. And we are quite fanatical about this thing called FIRE, called financial independence. We even built a sub-brand called FIRE just for this purpose. And this is one of the things that we do to ensure that we are actually spreading this. And we believe we could be the people, or we could be the best in the world at leading this FIRE movement. And that is why we have these engaging sessions. And we hope that you join the FIRE movement, invite more people into this session so that we can all learn from each other and grow in our financial independence journeys. So to get us started today, we'll drop a poll in the comment section. Let us know. Let's see who's in the audience today and understand what they're doing. Are we in business or employment? Before we get started with the topic, which is FIRE in your payslip. So are you in business or are you in employment? More comments I can see coming in from Bilha, Wambui, and Jacqueline. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. The question is, we're going to be dropping a poll so that we can understand who's in the building and what they do. So do you do business or are you in employment? So the poll is dropping in a few. under the chat box. So if you're not in the chat, please join in the chat box. So are you in business or employment? Let's see what we all do today. So in your comment box, you'll be able to see and vote as well for those who are in business and for those who are in employment. Let's see who's in the building today. Jacqueline Mwangi says, Kiambu Massive in the house. Awesome. People from Kiambu never miss in these live streams. And invite your friends, for everyone who's in the building today. Invite your friends to join in. Please drop your votes in the comment section. Coral Bells representing. Nice, I can see we have residents in the building. Awesome. That's B2. Awesome. What is your main engagement? Business or employment? You can see the poll in the comment section. Let's get to see all the viewers who are in the building right now, who are in the live stream. Please let me know, what is your main engagement? Is it business or is it employment? 2 more votes. I can see 7 people have already voted. Awesome. Thank you. 78%, almost 80% are in employment and in business. And in today's topic, which is about FIRE in your payslip, we are going to be discussing how you could actually achieve financial independence, because FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. How you could actually achieve financial independence and retire early through your payslip, yeah? And between the age of 25 and 60, you actually have 420 payslips, yeah, before your retirement. So how do you make them count? And that is the discussion and the topic you're going to have today. Keep your keyboards ready, keep your keyboards up. I have more questions and more questions for you so that you can learn from each other and have this engaging conversation. The first question that I have is, how many do you have left? Between the age of 25 and 60, you have 420 pay slips left. Those, basically the number of months in between all those years. So for me, I have around 415. You can guess my age if you're clever at math on that, yeah? How many pay slips do you have left, yeah? Thank you so much for everyone who's voted. How many pay slips do you have left? Between the age of 25 and 60, you have 420 pay slips, yeah? How many pay slips do you have left? I can see 75% of us are in employment, and those who are in business, I think one of the biggest things that I've learned for those who are running business is that as much as, yes, the money coming in is your businesses, you also need to be paying yourself a pay slip, a certain salary per month. Those who've done entrepreneurship or those who are in business in the building know that, yeah? So how many pay slips do you have left? Like I told you, I have 415 left. So you can guess my age if you know that. So for yourself, just 12 by the number of years left for you to get to 60. Yeah, how many pay slips do you have left? Jacqueline, Bilha, Wambui, Fanuel, Cynthia Chiruto, how many pay slips do you have left? And Faith Mbogo as well in the building. So how many pay slips do you have left? Let's get this started. Ryan here says they have 436 pay slips left. Hey, you have more than actually needed between the age of 25 and 60. So for the rest of us, it's a quick calculation. Let's get one more answer and see how many pay slips do people have left between the age of 25 and 60. You have 420. But literally, how many months you have left between your current age and 60 years age, which is the retirement time. So as you drop on your answers, I'd like to talk about something. And for everyone who's still engaging, please give your answer. I'm waiting for that. Between these years, between whatever age you are right now and 60, there are 3 things that could happen, yeah? By the time you're 60, you could either become financially dependent, yeah? You could achieve financial security, or you could achieve financial independence. Of course, I believe none of us here wants to become dependent, financially dependent. They're dependent on either a job, their families, to survive or just sort out their lifestyle. And financial security is a good thing, where you have a stash of money somewhere stacked down in a saving or either a pension or something. But the thing about this thing, it will deplete in the end. And financial independence is now something else. And I have that question to you. How do you define financial independence? Yeah, what is financial independence? We have our own definition of financial independence. I'd like to know how you define, how you, Faith, Jacqueline, and Rachel define financial independence. Rachel has 120 left. Jacqueline says 360 left. Faith 216. Yeah. Okay. That's very nice to hear and see who's in the building today. So how do we make them count? Yeah. And I've just mentioned there are three things that could happen. Yeah. You could either be dependent, yeah, by the time you're 60, or you could be financially secure, where you have some savings somewhere that could sort you out for quite a while, but not really enough, because they'll definitely deplete at some point in time. And the last thing that could happen is you could be financially independent. And my question is, what is financial independence? How do you define financial independence for yourself? Bilha says she has 382 only left. Yeah. So out of the three things that could happen by the time you're 60, financial independence is one of them. And I'd like to ask you or question you today, how do you define financial independence? So we do have our own definition of financial independence. So before I drop our definition, keep your keyboards on. Yeah, you guys just make them warmer and let's engage today, because these sessions cannot work without you engaging. So what's your definition of financial independence? Couple of people say it's making money work for you. What do you define? What do you faith? Jacqueline, Rachel, how do you define financial independence? Let's get some answers flowing. Drop your answers of how you actually define financial independence, and let's see if you're aligned or not. Everybody has their own definition, so let's get this started. Anyone? Let's get some answers. And just to remind you why I'm asking you the question is, three things could happen. Yeah. By the time those 420 pay slips are depleted, you could either be dependent, financially dependent, you could either have attained financial security, or you could have attained financial independence. Yeah. And the question is, what is financial independence? How do you define financial independence? So if I could give you how we define financial independence as TSAVO, is having assets that generate sufficient monthly passive cash flows to finance your purpose. We used to have it as to finance your needs, wants, and desires, but we took it a step further so that we can ensure it's a little bit more meaningful even to you, and then we put it as purpose. So it is having assets that generate sufficient monthly passive cash flows to finance your purpose. And I believe we in the building here want to be financially independent. And just to see the definitions that people are dropping here is, Jacqueline says she believes financial independence is having her money work for her, okay, and Faith Mbogo, being able to acquire anything they want anytime without worrying about money. Very well. I like your definition, Faith. Like I told you, how we define financial independence here is having assets that generate sufficient monthly cash flows to finance your purpose or your needs, wants, and desires. Because if your needs, wants, and desires are sorted, how would you define financial independence? What would you be doing? Do? Yeah, so we took it further and said it and had it as purpose. Abby says not getting to worry about whether or not they can afford a certain lifestyle. Awesome. Patrick, able to make more coins without strain. Awesome. So for you, it's about generating more and more monies from whatever you have. So there are no right or wrong answers in this. That is how we define financial independence for us. And we had to be very specific because that is part of our purpose. That is what we try and do. And as I go on, knowing that what financial independence is, we can talk about how many, just humor me, how many want to be financially independent? And there was a poll that was done, yeah? There was a survey, not a poll. There was a survey that was done quite a while ago in the States. And if you take a sample of 100 college-trained working professionals, yeah? If you take a sample of 100 trained college working professionals, and by the time they get to retirement, which is 65 or 60, depending on whatever country you are in, some of them will be rich. Some of them will be financially independent, which is what we are discussing here today. And a couple of them will have some savings, and also a couple of them will still need to be employed or dependent, yeah? So the numbers that were given, if you can start guessing in the comment section. But the numbers that came from this survey were actually shocking because being financially independent is something that most of us are trying to achieve, want to achieve, but not many actually get there. And from this survey, only 4, and this, imagine, was in the States, only 4 will have assets that will generate sufficient monthly cash flows to finance their needs, wants, and desires. Yeah, only 4 will have sufficient assets that will generate cash flows to finance their lifestyle. Let me call it that way. Yeah, so we are here to see if we can flip these numbers. We are here to see if we can change these statistics and actually get to that place. And a question I'd like to probe and ask you today is, are your current actions taking you to financial independence? Will your current actions get you to financial independence? And this is a critical one. Let's see who is actually on that path. Let's drop a poll to ask about how many are actually on that path. Are your current spending habits taking you to the path on financial independence? Yeah. Let's drop that poll and see how many are on that path and how many are not. Are your current actions, your current lifestyle, your current spending habits, your current lifestyle, yeah, will it get you to financial independence? Yeah, will it get you to financial independence? So bring your votes in. The way you spend your money, the way getting to financial independence is having those assets that will actually generate for you sufficient monthly cash flows to finance that lifestyle that you want to be living by that time. So in the comment section, keep your keyboards ready as well on check, so that we can see how many of us will actually be financially independent, how many of us are actually having habits that are getting us to financial independence. Yeah. And this is all about trying to see if these 420 pay slips, or the pay slips that you have left, I see Fanuel said 336, the ones that are left, how we can make them count, how we can ensure that we are actually on that path as we get to that age. Yeah, as we get to that age. So will your current actions get you to financial independence? Please keep your votes coming. Keep your votes coming. Will your current actions, will your current lifestyle, will your current habits, yeah, will they get you to financial independence? And I see a lot of us are on that path, yeah, which is a very good thing, and I'm very glad that that is actually the case. Looking at everyone that is actually on that path to financially independence, let me give a personal story of how I got on that path, and for once, it wasn't as easy for me. It wasn't as easy to get on this path. And if it was hard for you as well, please drop a fire emoji in your name. How many of us are we relating here as I give you my story? So for me, I started off with debt, clearing debt. Yeah, and on that journey of trying to clear debt, I did clear it. It was really hard because I was living at 150%. Like I was earning 100 and living at 150, meaning 50% was debt. And I had to live on 50 so that I paid that 50% debt. And it was very hard. It was very tough. And once I was able to pay it, I was now looking at, I need to start putting my money somewhere that will actually enable me get on that journey to financial independence. I need to put some money somewhere aside. And I started by gaining knowledge, looking at things, looking at investments here and there to ensure that we can actually get to financial independence. I see you've lost the feed. So just a minute, we are going to get back. We've lost the camera feed. I can. Okay. Yeah. So I was telling you guys my story. So as we get back live, I believe you can still hear me. Yeah, I started off with debt, and once I got off debt, I was budgeting. So while budgeting, I tried to divide my expenditure into 3 categories: investments, needs, and wants. So in the investments, I was trying to look at where could I actually take my money, and I started going out there, gaining knowledge, trying to understand where where should I put my money and get the best returns from? So it wasn't easy, and the thing that happened was I started fast saving, so that by the time I gained enough knowledge to know where I should put my money, it was a long period. I had procrastinated for a whole year, and the savings that I was putting, I wasn't disciplined enough to actually stay on them. So nilikuwa nazikula. So I saved but still spent, it. So it was hard, but it got to a point where I saw that I am not actually making that decision. And by the time I made my decision, I had gone through a lot, because it started beating myself up, because I'm wondering why do I not have this habit of investing? So what happened for me? I just automated it, and from the payslip direct, I just don't get that money that I'm supposed to invest. I'm not putting it aside for saving, and I decided to invest it straight into real estate. So, and for those who are currently on this journey, for those who are currently on the journey to financial independence, for those who are from the poll that we've just done, 80% of us are doing actions that are on that journey to financial independence. And for those who agree that it is hard, I've just asked, please drop a fire emoji. Let me know how hard is this journey for you, or just drop a fire emoji if it is hard, and drop a tick or another emoji just to show if it is easy for you. And I'd like to share with you a certain concept, or a certain idea that I think will make this journey easier for those who find it hard, because starting new habits and changing new habits is not an easy thing. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to do. So I'd like to share a concept for those who are on this journey and haven't taken actions yet, and want to start taking the action, or for those who are still on the journey and find it very hard to stay on the journey itself, and stay on the journey itself. So there's this concept called the golden circle, and the golden circle is one by Simon Sinek. If you know, Simon Sinek is very popular, and he has this concept about starting with why. And what he mentions is everything that we do. Everything that we try and do has a why. Sometimes we know it, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we know the what, sometimes we do know the how, but most of the times probably do, probably don't know why we are actually investing, or why we are on that journey. So getting disciplined, still staying on this journey, because even listening from people who've been on this journey for quite a long time you'd find people getting waylaid, being by consumerism, by peer pressure, by friends, and very many other things that are the hindrances to somebody achieving financial independence. And what I've gotten to notice, there are a lot of things you could do, but there's this concept of getting that one thing that makes everything easy to do or irrelevant. So and starting with why is a concept that could enable this journey become easier for you. Because if I look at financial independence, the way I'd look at it, the way I define it, is it's actually a means to an end. It's not the end itself, because by the time you're financially independent, what will you be doing? And the way, if you answer these three questions, the why, the how, and the what, you'd put it this way. The why you're supposed to be investing is to achieve a certain purpose, probably generational wealth, probably to pursue a certain passion that you really want to do, be it philanthropy or something else, or something that you're very passionate about, and you do not want to be worrying about your monies, or even just retirement. You do not want to be worrying about sorting your basic needs at this time. So you need to have a certain purpose that will guide these actions that you're supposed to be doing. And financial independence is a vehicle to get you there. And remember how we define financial independence is having assets that will generate for you sufficient monthly cash flows to finance your purpose. So you need to get that why. You need to define what is it for you. For some people, it's to ensure that their kids are actually going to very good schools by the time they're retiring. For other people, it might be to build generational wealth, and that how is going to be financial independence. And how to achieve financial independence, what you need to do to achieve financial independence is definitely just invest. And for anything that you want to pursue later on in life, for anything that you want to be doing and pursuing in your life later on, financial independence is definitely going to be a key aspect of it. And I'd like to probe and ask this question: what is that purpose for you? By the time your needs, wants, and desires are actually sorted, what is it that you desire to be doing? What is it? What is it that you would want to be doing? Yeah, or what is that need? Yeah, that you want to sort using financial independence? What is that desire that you'd want to sort using financial independence, or want probably? Yeah, and for me, I did sit down and ask myself the same question. It wasn't easy. Yeah, it's not an easy question to answer, and I don't have my answer yet. But I'd like to also get ideas from you guys. But what I told myself is, by the age of 40, I should have an answer to this question, so that by that time I should also be financially independent, and I should pursue this thing. I should pursue this purpose of mine. Without having to worry about my needs, wants, and desires, yeah? Without having to worry about the basic needs, because they are sorted. And my question to you is, have you already found it for yourself? What is it? What have you defined your financial independence as? Henry Mose says, thanks for the good insights. Jimmy Kibunja is dropping the fire emoji. Please drop your fire emoji. And for those who've just joined us, I can see the numbers are going up. My name is Sam Chalo, a financial independence ambassador here at TSAVO, and also a fire partner. And to make these sessions engaging, please drop your comments for the questions that I'm asking. Let's know where we are on. And my question is, or the idea that I'm just dropping right now, is for you to be consistent and not be waylaid on you'll be trying to achieve if you don't need to think about your bills anymore. What is it for you? If you don't have an answer, say, I haven't thought about it. You can just drop a comment and also tell me that, because that's where I am at as well. So, and the reason I'd say this is, when you have a why, it gives you clarity of thought. Yeah, and you can only drive certain actions when you have clarity of thought, and when you do have this clarity of thought, if you know that I need to start a business by the time I'm a certain business by the time I'm 40, and when I'm starting that business, I don't need to be worrying about I don't need to be dependent on it for my basic needs. Yeah, so you need assets on the side that will be sorting that out. So having that clarity of thought, yeah, you will drive certain actions. Certain actions, you'll be able to achieve them only when there's that clarity of thought. And when these actions, you do them repeatedly, you'll build habits. And after building those habits, you'll create a certain character, and this character is what will get you to your destiny. Yeah. So you need this clarity of thought. You need this clarity of thought, this purpose, this why, yeah, or this desire that it is for you, or this passion that you do want to achieve, so that you can actually tie it to your financial independence journey. Yeah, because like I said, it's a means to an end. Yeah, by the time your basic needs are sorted, what is it that you'll be doing? Do you know? If it's a no, you can just drop a no. Do you know it already for yourself? If you do, I'd like to see what it is that you try to do. And for TSAVO, working at TSAVO, I think it has helped me understand how this concept actually works. Having clarity of thought will actually drive certain actions and build certain habits and build a certain character, because we are a very purpose-driven company. Yeah, and the purpose is to enable you achieve financial independence, and we would really like to know what is it that will drive you to get there, and you really need to know it as well as a person, because it will drive you as well. And if the solutions that we have as TSAVO could enable you get to that place, could enable you achieve a certain purpose that you want to be diving deeper into, we would like to know, and even tweak our products even better to enable you do this. So being in a very purpose-driven company, it has driven our actions in a way that will build habits and a certain brand and a certain business that will be able to enable you achieve financial independence. Yeah, and if I could go on, that is how this line of thought is how the brain works, apparently. And I was listening to Simon Sinek, and he was explaining this deeper, and I'd like us to play that video so that we can see how this works. It's actually biological, but let me let him explain. So we can play that.
Psychology. Corresponds with the what level. The neocortex is responsible for all of our rational and analytical thought and language. The middle two sections make up our limbic brains, and our limbic brains are responsible for all feelings, like trust. Also, it has no capacity for language. In other words, when we communicate from the outside in, yes, people can understand vast amounts of complicated information like features and benefits and facts and figures. It just doesn't drive behavior. When we communicate from the inside out, we're talking directly to the part of the brain that controls behavior, and then we allow people to rationalize it with the tangible things we say and do. This is where gut decisions...
Thought process that will work for you, yeah? That will take you to think that do to join the FIRE movement and start with a why, find a why, so that as you invest, it is actually for a certain purpose. We are having some internet problems here, so please bear with us. I think it's gonna we are actually sorting it. So on this journey to financial independence, on this journey to being financially independent, where you have assets that generate for you sufficient monthly passive cash flow to finance your wants, your needs, wants, and desires. Allow me to connect to a Wi-Fi that works so that I can continue sharing my screen. Just allow me to connect to a Wi-Fi that works so that I can share my screen. Awesome. Sorry so much for the technical hitches. If you can catch me now, please let me know by dropping a comment and let me know in the comment section. Allow me to just repeat what I had just mentioned. So as I do that, please let me know if you can see us back and getting us loud and clear and visually clear as well. I'll appreciate those comments. So I was talking about this trail of thought, having this clarity of thought that will actually drive actions that will build habits, that creates the character that will enable you achieve financial independence and achieve your purpose. And this is that concept by Simon Sinek of starting with why. Financial independence being a means to an end. If it is actually a means to an end, but not the end itself, you will get there. Yeah, because most of the times it's actually not the end. Because, okay, so what happens when your needs and desires are sorted passively using assets? Yeah, so defining that thing, defining whatever lifestyle you want to be living, defining whatever you will be pursuing at that point in time is what you need to actually get. And what that will do, again, it will give you clarity of thought. You will know that, okay, by the time I am financially independent, I need to be pursuing a certain purpose. By the time I am financially independent, I'll need to be pursuing a certain purpose. Kawanjiru, K.A. and Le Professor, thank you. I can see Le Professor is back, saying loud and clear. Also, Wanjiru saying K West in the building. Thank you so much for joining. Nancy and Wanjiru and Professor, thank you so much for just confirming that for me. But have you gotten that concept? Have you gotten that concept of starting with the why? And for us, it's about enabling you now pursue that thing, pursue that deeper sense of meaning that you think you need to achieve in your life as you are on this planet. Because I think when you look at the meaning or the definition of purpose, I was listening to this guy called Miles Monroe. I hope you guys know him. He says purpose is the original intent. Is the original intent for the creation of a thing that is in the mind of the creator. Yeah. So it is the original intent for the creation of a thing that is the mind of the creator of that thing. Yeah. So we are on earth for a certain purpose. We are here. We exist for a certain purpose. Unless you want to work until you die, or you just want to live so that you can survive, there's something. And I think as human beings, we usually have that deeper sense of purpose that we want or seek to achieve, or seek or impact that we want to live on this planet. And financial independence is a thing that will get you there. There are many other things, but you will never miss financial independence in that way. And if that thing actually enables you get to financial independence, even better for you. But for most of us, we will have to actually get financial independence and probably start pursuing it then. But you need to define it. You need to actually get an answer to it. You need to actually know what it actually is. You need to start with the why so that this journey can be easier. This journey can be very, very easier for you. And how it's going to be easier, you will have clarity of thought. You will know that by the time I'm 40, I'll be financially independent. And this is what I will be doing. And that is why you will want to be financially independent, not just because you will want to be earning monies. Okay, that in and of itself, it's not enough. Yeah. You will need a deeper sense of purpose. You will need a deeper connection with what you need to achieve, or the impact you want to leave as you're on this earth. And just to give you something that could help you start off on this journey, to get that clarity of thought, to understand whatever your why is, there are three things that you can start off with. You need to understand yourself, and we could help you do that financially. We have this thing called Fire Drill that you could download. We'll send a link, and you can follow that link and download this Fire Drill. It will help you understand yourself. It will help you understand your circumstance and understand your goals. And the answers to these three things will actually enable you. The answer to these three things will actually enable you achieve financially. Understand your why. The answer to your spending habits, the circumstance that you're in currently, and whatever your goal is, will help you understand your why better. So you can follow the link that we've sent in the description, in the comment section, so that you can download the Fire Drill and you can understand yourself better and get to define whatever your why is. Remember, you need a why so that you can actually stay on that journey and make that journey easier for you yourself and for everyone around you. So I'd encourage you to join the FIRE movement as well. Share this thing with everyone else. And I'd like now to mention to you how as you define that purpose, as you define that why for yourself, TSAVO could enable you achieve financial independence so that you can achieve that purpose. Because, like I have told you, if your finances are sorted, if your needs, wants, and desires are sorted, this purpose that you want to pursue, this thing that you want to pursue is gonna be easier. You won't need to work for money anymore. You could even be doing it for free, because that is what passion actually is. It's something that you could do for free, and that is our sole reason for existence. And the thing that we've designed to put you on this journey is a business model where we design, build, sell, and manage affordable, amazing apartments to enable you achieve this purpose. We design, build, sell, and manage affordable, amazing apartments to enable you achieve whatever purpose it is. So for us, it is about passive monthly rental income. And we've dived deeper into this space, done a lot of research, and really gotten to understand how real estate could enable you get financial independence, and in return, enable you pursue your purpose, which we need to define. If you haven't defined it, you need to define, so that achieving financial independence can become a much, much easier journey for you. And in our research, we've been able to understand what actually works, and what we've seen is smaller apartments, 1 bedrooms and studios, are the ones that usually work, because they have high occupancy rates. The largest population in Kenya are the youth. Yeah, they have high occupancy rates, and that means you'll have consistent returns from your investments, and that is what we focused on. And for us, they range from 1.8 million to 4.5, and we have payment plans of up to 5 years. You could start from as low as 24,000 per month. And over the past 6 years, we've had 1,500 investors and completed 5 projects. And these are people who've trusted us with their hard-earned money, so that they can continue pursuing whatever they're doing right now, and also at the end of it, achieve financial independence, which will enable them pursue their purpose. So we've been able to touch on quite a number of areas in Nairobi, and one of them being Rongai, Embakasi, then Ndegwa, Roysambu, Ngong Road, and Ruta. And I mentioned that we do property management immediately after construction for these houses, and we try to go over and above the norms of property management. And we saw that we will have a responsibility over a huge population of these young guys, us young guys, and it's just morally right to put them on the right track. Yeah, it's morally right to put them on the right track and produce the next who is in Kenya. And what we've done is, this management company, going over the norms of property management, it enables these residents be the best version, be who they could really be, who they really are in these spaces. We create spaces where they could belong and find a tribe that they actually vibe with and belong in, and also finally become the best versions of themselves. And financial independence is a part of becoming the best version of yourself, a part of becoming the best version of yourself and leaving an impact and being a legend. So some of the activities that were done, we've had Wellness Week, which we did a webinar and a whole week just to sensitize people on this matter. This just enables us young people who are living in this fast world to help maneuver this world, because it's crazy. Literally, it's not easy living at these times. And actually, wellness is one of the things that we all need to consider and actually work on. And also, some other things that we've done is Pioneer Nights, which is a networking event that residents come together and discuss, network with each other, discuss topics about business, leadership, and all this stuff, because there's a huge talent that is here, and once we connect with each other, we could get to achieve more. They say if you want to go far, if you want to go fast, do it alone. If you want to go far, do it with other people. So this enables the residents be able to do this. And if you have questions about our investment options, you could be asking them, and I could be answering them for you as well, so as I go on. So now to show you the different projects that we've been able to do around Nairobi. Our first one was in Rongai, and as you can see, we try to make them as amazing and as possible, and also create the spaces that these residents could be who they really are and belong in tribes together. You'll see chill spots. These are the things that actually we do, even from design, to enable this to happen. So we then went to Embakasi, and As you can see, beautiful buildings, amazing chill spots. Then went to Kiambu Road. This is Coral Bells. This is also where our main office is. So if you want to meet with us, Coral Bells, Kiambu Road, Dindigwa is the place to come. Chill spots as well. This has a swimming pool, and we enable the residents to also make the apartment theirs, make them feel like they are actually at home in this apartment. So it enables the residents fall in love with the place, be who they really are, belong in the spaces by interaction with other residents, and also become the best versions of themselves. So went back to Embakasi, following the resident in mind, the person who will live in this house and get you a passive rental income. We designed the houses in contemporary designs by also bringing this new design, which we call a convertible one bedroom. It's actually just a one bedroom, but now with a glass partition. People loved this in Embakasi. We did it again, and they are actually, as you see, beautiful. And our last complete project so far is Roysambu. Same beautiful spaces, same amazing chill spots. This one had cascading gardens, as you can see. We call them COVID-inspired places. And just to show you how this insight of focusing on one bedrooms and studios has actually worked is the occupancy rates in those apartments that you've just seen in the previous locations. Most of these apartments are above 90% occupancy rate. This means these are investors who are earning passive rental income. In most of the apartments, 98 and above. So, and to top on to that, by the 10th of every month, we ensure that every investor can get their rent, yeah, whether the tenant has paid or not. If you have a tenant in your house, by the 10th of every month, you should get your passive rental income in your pocket. This means you can depend on it and continue pursuing that purpose, continue pursuing that goal, continue making that impact on planet Earth, yeah? Because you see, we need a lot to get done. We need the environment to get sorted, but as you sort the environment, you don't need to be worrying about your needs, wants, and desires, yeah? You don't need to be worrying about your basic needs. Your kids should just go to school, and we sort global warming and all these other purposes that you want to achieve, that the world needs, because we are all here to achieve a certain purpose. So by these strategies, this is one thing that we implemented. I think it's been a whole year of implementation, and investors are earning their passive rental income on a day they can count on. Yeah, so you can count on this asset and go pursue your purpose and go pursue whatever impact you want to make on this planet. And now on to the ongoing projects. We have TSAVO Skywalk off Ngong Road, almost complete. Going to complete it about July this year, and it's gonna be an amazing building. I hope you guys are gonna be there because we're gonna launch it as well. We have TSAVO Sunset on Kiambu Road. We went back to Kiambu Road as well. Construction we've completed the structure. So right now we are doing the finishes, looking to finish by the end of this year. And then we still went back to Roysambu. The first Roysambu apartment that I've shown you that has cascading gardens is the one on the right. And the other one is what you're currently selling as well. 90% sold. You can hop on if you want. Currently casting the ground floor at the moment. And we also have the router, which is on sale. And our latest project, which is TSAVO Feather in Embakasi, just opposite Feather Estate. Already now trying to cast the bases on it. Just launched it recently, and to give you a glimpse of what you could get from this apartment is from this investment, you could get studios that go for 1.8 million, and they will give you a passive rental income of 14,000 every other month. Our superior studios going for 2.3 million, that will give you a passive rental income of 16,000 every other month. So if you have the 2.3 million, you could come and drop it as cash, and you will get a discount on that. But if you do not, we've been able to design a payment plan that you could be able to pay for it over a couple of months, so that we can make this accessible to many and more Kenyans. So you could put in a 20% deposit of 360, and then choose a payment plan between 2 years and 5 years. So ideally for this project in Feather, you could put in 60,000. You could put in 360,000 as the 20% deposit for the studio, and then pay probably 24,000 per month for 60 months. And our payment plans are very flexible. If you get a windfall somewhere or a bonus somewhere during the year, you could actually drop all that and fasten that journey. And if you were to finish it in 5 years, you'd probably now finish it in 2 or 3 or however long. So it's very flexible, you aren't fixed to those months. And finally, as I close off, I'd like to urge you to invest in your financial independence. Yeah, pursue your financial independence so that you could get to make the impact you want to make on this earth. Yeah. So remember, start with why. Starting with why will enable you drive the actions that you want to build habits on, and that character that will be built by those habits is what will enable you achieve financial independence and finally pursue your purpose. Today, I'd like to leave it from there. If you have any questions, you can drop them on the comment section or follow the link. We'll link you up with a FIRE partner who will be able to walk with you on this journey and enable you achieve financial independence. So thank you so much. I hope you've learned something from today's session. Remember to start with why. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.